Hello, everybody. This is Darren Redmond for Redmond's Wrap Up, Sunday, June 24th. And as you know by now, at least once a week, I like to put some time aside to talk about youth sports, that dynamic between coaches, parents, and the athletes themselves, and just some tips that might help all of those who are involved in this process. Today, we want to talk a little bit about summer camps. And I'm talking not about the usual summer camps that we think of 2 weeks away on a lake and some rowboating and some tennis and arts and crafts. I'm talking about these sports-focused camps. Whether your child is an emerging athlete for a particular sport or one that has some time involved, one who's maybe playing some travel, or maybe one who's closer to a college. It's like anything else out there. There are a lot of people selling a lot of good things and also a lot of snake oil. So do your due diligence. And I would first, like 5 basic rules I would suggest when trying to select one of these camps. First, ask yourself why. Ask yourself, why do you want to possibly enroll your child, your young athlete, into this camp? If it's to get them off the couch, that's a great reason in itself, but that might want to steer you a certain place. Is it because you want them to continue to get better from the work that they've had the season before? Could be another reason. But my point is this, the one thing that you don't want to do is pick a place because it is a popular choice of some other people, or because it's really cheap, because a lot of times you get what you get, but with the understanding, don't overpay because somebody has a good social media campaign. That's something you don't want to do. Ask around. First thing you want to do is you want to find out, is this a brand new camp? If it's not a brand new camp, scour the internet. Find out, are there complaints from reputable places? You need to understand that a lot of times, some people put in complaints about certain places just to kind of block them from getting a crowd. It's just, it should be illegal in a lot of places it is, but you want to make sure that that's what's going on. Also, you don't want to overpay. You don't want to overpay where a place is going to promise you the fact that your kid's going to be able to hit the curveball and your kid has trouble right now with the level swing. So you want to be careful of that as well. So do your research. Find out why you want to go there. Secondly, what is the value added about that camp? What are the expectations when you walk out of there? Understanding 4 days, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon, 4 days might help, but unless there are things that your child will walk away from that camp with that they can do on their own or continue to do with some private lessons, then it's not so much a waste of money, but please understand what you're getting. Thirdly, and this is as important, does your child really want to do it? And if your child really wants to do it, that is not an end all in itself. Why does your child want to do it? What are the expectations? Well, you know, Mom, all my friends are going to that camp, and if I'm going to be on the team and they're going to that camp, I need to go to that camp. You know, there's a lot of validity to that. If you're going to lie to yourself and say, well, you shouldn't care what other people think, do it on your own. But yet, you know, you vote the same way that your friends do, go to the same Starbucks that your friends do, order the same foods that your friends do. Whether or not you realize that you're doing what your child is just being very honest and telling them to do. And if the price structure is correct and all their friends are going to this one camp, it might not be a bad idea. Fourth, the minute they overpromise the coaching staff at whatever camp it is, run away. Just run away. Well, we have the best athletes here and we get the best results because we're the biggest, best. Really? My kid wants to work on a backhand. My kid wants to learn how to shed a block. Will you be covering this? If not, it doesn't mean it's a bad camp. Well, it's too much of the basics. My kid could run on his own. He doesn't need to be told to run or skate all day. Well, if that's what the kids need to get in condition, to get in playing shape, it might be a good thing. But if you're looking to work on particulars like working on how to shed a block or the backhand, it might not be the camp for you. You know, and lastly, if it's a camp run by a group of coaches or parents who walk around like somehow you want to throw them a ticker tape parade because they exist in the world, run. Those are the most dangerous of all camps because it's about the coaches or it's about these parents that want to kind of feel like they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. But if there's no real results, or if they just show the one kid, like there's a coach, I won't say who it is, who coached college soccer around here, high school soccer, and kind of runs a program. And they like to talk about how this one athlete got a big scholarship. One? Really? You got hundreds of people in your program. And then when you kind of peel back the onion, you find out that this athlete got noticed because they were a guest on another tournament. So be careful where you go. And of course, with all of this, figure out your ROI, your return on investment. Can I afford this? And if I can afford this, am I getting something out of this for my child? Remember, it's not a popularity contest. It's for your kid to enjoy, to have some fun, and to learn something along the way. That's what's important. So, and if not, then maybe you want to go to just a general camp where somebody can have some fun and meet some people or whatever the case may be. But if you want to target a camp to help a specific issue that your child is having in terms of development, be very, very careful. Ask around, ask a lot of questions, and don't expect your child to come out of it all of a sudden with a cure of whatever it is that they went into the camp trying to help get better. What they should have is a pathway set of good direction, of some good ideas, and then things will go from there. For example, a person who is going into a league now that's going to have checking in hockey, maybe they want to go to a checking camp, and that might be beneficial of them. If they want to go to a checking camp, then what you want to do is you want to figure out, is this the right one for me? I often say this, and this will be the last thing, I don't want to make this too long. Start this process with thinking about what you don't want. Let me repeat that. Start this process by thinking about what you don't want. I don't want a general camp. I don't want a camp where all they're doing, for example, is working on, hitting the 5-hole or my short putts if it's a golf camp. And once you figure out what you don't want, it actually helps you figure out what you do want. So there's a lot of stuff out there. Let me know what you think. This is Darren Redmond for Redmond's Wrap Up from FHT Sports. Sort of my Sunday sermon. I like doing this because, as you know, I've been coaching for a long time, involved in youth sports, collegiate sports, have my master's degree in education. So I think I'm somewhat qualified as one of many voices to help this process along. Feel free to private message me as well. We'll talk to you soon.